Brought to you by Penguin.
The Art of Noticing. 131 Ways to Spark Creativity, Find Inspiration, and Discover Joy in the Everyday. By Rob Walker. Read for you by Fred Sanders. Dedicated to E. For anyone trying to discern what to do with their life, pay attention to what you pay attention to. That's pretty much all the info you need. Amy Krauss Rosenthal. The Art of Noticing. An Introduction. Pay attention, Susan Sontag once advised a young audience. She was speaking of the creative process, but also of living. It's all about paying attention. It's all about taking in as much of what's out there as you can, and not letting the excuses and the dreariness of some of the obligations you'll soon be incurring narrow your lives. Attention is vitality. It connects you with others. It makes you eager. Stay eager. To stay eager, to connect, to find interest in the everyday, to notice what everybody else overlooks, these are vital skills and noble goals. They speak to the difference between looking and seeing, between hearing and listening, between accepting what the world presents and noticing what matters to you. This is important. It is also delightful, and it's the soul of this book. The Attention Opportunity. Filmmaker James Benning once described an exercise from a class he taught called Looking and Listening at the California Institute of the Arts. I'd take 10 or 12 students someplace, an oil field in the Central Valley, the homeless area near downtown Los Angeles, a kilometer-long hand-dug tunnel in the Mojave foothills, etc., where they would head out on their own and practice paying attention, he later wrote. The one thing more than anything else is learning to pay attention. Robert Irwin. The phrase, practice paying attention, really struck me when I read Benning's account in a book called Draw It With Your Eyes Closed, about creative assignments for art students. It stuck with me after. I was at the time planning a 5-week class I still teach once a year for the Products of Design graduate program at New York's School of Visual Arts. Every year, at some point in our class, I ask my students to practice paying attention before our next meeting. There are no other parameters. Each student resolves this deliberately vague request differently. My ambition is to provoke them into thinking about what they notice, what they miss, why it matters, and how to become better, deeper, and more original observers of the world and of themselves. And that, in turn, became the inspiration for this book. Paying attention is a pretty vital skill for a designer. Then again, being what Saul Bellow called a first-class noticer, cultivating the ability to attend to what others overlook, experiencing enchanting reality as a new and fortuitous gift, is crucial to any creative process. And when I say creative process, I mean it as an idea that applies to a broad range of professions and pursuits. The scientist, the entrepreneur, the photographer, the coach. Each relies on the ability to notice that which previously seemed invisible to everybody else. Baseball executive Billy Beane found success by paying attention to data that others ignored. Marine biologist Rachel Carson paid heroic attention to the scandalously obscured and deadly side effects of pesticides, and thereby launched the modern environmental movement. Warren Buffett paid attention to undervalued companies, becoming arguably the most successful investor of all time. Jerry Seinfeld's observational comedy brilliantly exploited a keen eye for the absurd lurking in what was taken for granted. Artist and performer Laurie Anderson's remarkable eye for the hidden meanings in everyday language and culture made her an unlikely avant-garde superstar, and, as it happens, my all-time hero.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?